you could look at me in our commercial.
Okay. Mario. Really? Yeah, he just posted on that road. Yeah. True social, whatever. Maybe, I think maybe we should figure out. Yeah, we were talking about discretionary type thing. Yeah. Maybe we could do like 10,000. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And I'm working with Chris Benesso at Food Rancher with San Miguel. Oh. I talked to them yesterday on things they need, and so I'm talking to Chris to hopefully get a good price on it. There was like 22. Well, food banks, but we have food distribution like at community centers. There's 22 total. Oh. But we got 250 grand from the county. We got 250 grand or something. They just bought a bunch of food. It's getting distributed. And let's see what we can do. I really feel like the Dems are going to vote to pass this to keep it open soon. Like, I just don't see, because I think both sides are wrong. Yeah. That's pretty good. That was pretty good. I'm impressed. All right, so get this party started.
Okay, we're going to get started. Good morning and welcome to Tuesday, November the 4th, 2025, San Joaquin County Board of Supervisors meeting. The time is 9:04. At this time, we will take a moment of silence for Vice President Dick Cheney and Raquel Manutag from DCSS, the Department of Child Support Services, who have passed away. So we will take a moment of silence to honor both of them. Thank you. This time, Supervisor Gardia, could you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can we take roll call, please?
Thank you, Chair. Supervisor Gardia?
Present.
Supervisor Dhaliwal?
Present.
Supervisor Dean?
Here.
Supervisor Rickman?
Here.
And Chair Canepa.
Here. All right, at this time, we will do recognitions and presentations.
Thank you, Chair. Our first recognition is the proclamation as Sikh Americans Awareness and Appreciation Month in San Joaquin County. And I would like to invite Supervisors Rickman and Dhaliwal to the floor with Chair Canepa, and also invite as requested.
That's cool.
And I'd also like to invite Jazz Singha and representatives of the Sikh community to the podium as I read this proclamation, which states, whereas Sikhs have resided in San Joaquin County for over 100 years, having built railroads, working in the mining industry, lumber mills, and farming. And whereas Sikhs are the 5th largest religion, numbering about 30 million worldwide with approximately 500,000 American Sikhs. Nearly 40% of their population resides in California. And whereas on October 24th, 1912, San Joaquin County became home to the first Sikh Gurdwara, place of worship, in the United States of America, and California contains 71. And whereas our county has benefited from the many contributions, which include farming of diverse crops, security, technology, legal, the medical field, and so much more. And whereas our Sikh citizens have integrated into our communities, living within a wide range of ethnic and social backgrounds and sharing our diverse cultures. Now therefore be it resolved that the San Joaquin County Board of Supervisors does hereby proclaim November 2025 as Sikh American Awareness and Appreciation Month in San Joaquin County, and supports and encourages each member of our community to consider the many contributions our Sikh citizens have made. Presented this 4th day of November 2025. Chair Canepa and Supervisor Rickman.
Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you all for being here. I'm just going to turn it over to Jazz before we talk. And again, if those of you that don't know, Jazz is District 5's, the 5th District Best District Planning Commissioner. So, all yours.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Board of Supervisors, my supervisor, Rickman. Thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity. We've been doing it for over a decade. I see new faces here, and I want to recognize the first Sikh supervisor we have here, Mr. Dhaliwal. Congratulations. This is very important, and I want to say thank you to all my friends that came today. I know it's early in the morning, and it's a different kind of traffic coming from Tracy to here. Supervisor Rickman and I started it many, many years ago, and this is a tradition, and I take honor and pride and pleasure for being a proud American, where I can, practice what I want to practice, say what I want to say, of course, not saying what you said not to say. I feel so blessed that I live in a community, I live in a country where I can be truly who I am without the fear of, I may or may not get judged, but I'm not going to get punished for saying something that is, my right to say or express. The whole Sikh community that's been here for a long time. Our first Sikh temple was here in Stockton in 1912 on close to Charterway, I think. It's called the Gurdwara Road right now. Having to see my friends, always with me, supporting each other, it's a time when you need to come out and say anything that we can do to help each other as a community, we are always here. We're proud Americans, very proud, very blessed, very honored to be a part of this community where you can feel like, we are a strong part, we are working with each other, have a good relationship with the supervisors, with the Board of Supervisors, with everyone. I just don't know how to say thank you. I'm just very, very blessed to have such a good community around me, not only just the Sikh community, but everybody. So Supervisor Rickman, thank you so much for recognizing this every year. You've been doing that since you were a councilman and then a mayor and then a supervisor. And I hope the tradition continues after you term out in 2028, whoever comes up. Hopefully you will be there. All of you guys will be here. It's a pleasure. Supervisor Ding, Mario Gardia, Mr. Canepa, Mr. Dhaliwal. I mean, I'm a little overwhelmed because I was getting some calls this morning and I was calling some people and they were saying, sorry, they can't join us. For them to feel the need to say sorry that they can't join us, that means it means something to them. And it means a lot to us. Thank you so much. To the county, to the staff, for everybody who worked. Scott, I don't know where you are, but thank you. You have a great chief of staff. I want to say that on the record. Thank you. If anybody else wants to say something, I know Rickman said don't take 20 minutes, so I won't. Supervisor Rickman said that. Kamaljit, would you like to say something? I guess nobody wants to say anything, so I'll say thank you from behalf of all of them, and back to you.
Well, thank you, Jazz, and thank you all for being here. I mean, yeah, it's been, what, 14, 15 years that we've been, doing Sikh Awareness Month. And, the Sikhs are such an important part of our community. And I can speak on behalf of South County. And, as our population, Sikh population have grown by leaps and bounds. And, you can find the Sikh population pretty much in every occupation. I know Dr. Graywall, a good friend of mine who just retired, one of the best heart surgeons, not just here in San Joaquin County, but in the country. So again, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being such good friends, and God bless each and every one of you and your family. I'm going to turn it over to Supervisor or Vice Chair Dhaliwal.
Thank you, sir. Like Jazz said, it's a true blessing to be citizens of this great nation, and we are all proud Sikh Americans. Thank you, sir.
Sure. I call a lot of my Sikh community my brothers and sisters because over the years I've created many good friendships, and what impresses me is the Sikh community is always there for the community no matter what it is. And my first interaction with the Sikh community and at the time they had a group was the Paradise Fire. I really didn't have a lot of connections in the Sikh community, but they reached out to me because my background in fire, they wanted to do something to help out that community, and we worked together, and that was my first engagement, and I've been super impressed with your community, and we're blessed to have you guys in our community and stepping up every time for all kinds of different events and everything, just good people.
Thank you. And welcome today. When I think about the Sikh community, the word opportunity just pops into my head when I meet with anybody in the community. It's not about barriers. It's about, this is an opportunity. We can, do this, and how proud they are to be Americans. And I'm sure you look around at some of the existing third, fourth, fifth generation Americans and wonder, why don't they get it? Why don't they see the opportunities that are right here in front of their face if they'd go after it? So anyway, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. I'm just amazed. Not only do you take care of your own, but you guys take care of everybody. Obviously, Sikhs for Humanity is an amazing organization, and what you guys do in the community to help other folks. It's the Gurdwara starting in 1912 in the city of Stockton, and the diversity, you make that diversity so much richer. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for all that you do, not only for your peeps, but all of our peeps, and I think that's the most important part. Huh? Well, those little things that they have for Easter, right? The little marshmallow gummies. No. So thank you for what you do, because San Joaquin County is a better place because of you, and the commitment that you do and the commitment that you give, and obviously Supervisor Rickman, it does an amazing job, and just all the outreach that you guys do, and the clinics, and giving out food and feeding people and making sure that they have places to stay is just an absolute tribute to the Sikh community. And I just want to say thank you from myself and 5th District, Best District. Good idea bringing them forward. So anyway, it's an honor to be part of this. So thank you.
Thank you, Chair Campbell.
One, two, three, okay.
Okay, at this time, we're going to have the presentation from the San Joaquin County Agriculture Commissioner's Office. Kamaljeet Bagri, you have the floor.
Good morning, board members, Chair Canepa, CAO, and County Council. I'm very glad to be here this morning to present on the history of Agriculture Commissioner's Office And I thank you for this opportunities because I myself learned a lot about the Agriculture Commissioner's Office history and sealer of weights and measures. So can we have the presentation, please? Thank you. Okay, so a little bit about our history here. There was an act through the state legislature which was passed in March of 1881. This is a photo we found in one of the Historical Society's book. This is a picture of a California State Assembly's 1881 session, item number 415. There was an act to promote the horticultural interest of the state, and that was state legislature gave the County Board of Supervisors authority to appoint horticultural commissioners. One thing to note here is that there were 3 horticultural commissioners to be appointed to the board. It was dictated through that act. So in 1881, 3 people, William B. West, Ezra Fisk, James Crozier, were appointed as the first 3 horticultural commissioners. And between 1881 and 1909, we had total of 21 different horticultural commissioners who served this county. We could not find pictures of these 21 commissioners except W.M. Phillips, who was appointed in 1882. In 1909, state legislature changed the County Board of Horticulture Commissioners to a single county horticulture commissioner. In 1919, California Department of Food and Agriculture was founded, and in 1920, county horticulture commissioners were placed under CDFA. In 1929, our title changed from the horticultural commissioner to the agricultural commissioner through the state act. This was very surprising to me that since 1910, there has been only 10 horticulture commissioners and agriculture commissioners. I'm the 10th agriculture commissioner and the first woman to serve San Joaquin County. And we could find only a couple of pictures. This is a photo of Austin Mahoney, who was appointed in 1927. He served the county till 1968. Some of you guys are not aware, but Agriculture Commissioner also holds the title of Sealer of Weights and Measures. So a little bit history on our Weights and Measures program. In 1781, the Articles of Confederation, Article 9, gave the power to the Congress for fixing the standards of weights and measures throughout the United States. In 1828, the first effective weights and measure law was passed with the act to continue the mint and name the troy pound as the fundamental standard. In 1875, US and 16 other countries signed the Metric Convention, which created an international Bureau of Weights and Measures. In 1913, Net Container Act to safeguard the public against the deception in the quantity was signed. And in 1915, Public Weighmaster Act to ensure commercial accuracy in sale and exchange of bulk commodities was passed. So, Board of Supervisors appointed O.T. Melton in 1915 as the first sealer of weights and measures. And between 1915 and today, there are only 7 sealers of weights and measures in this county, and I'm the 7th sealer, and again, the first woman sealer in the county. Urban Ibby was appointed as the agricultural commissioner back in 1974, but the county decided to combine the position of agriculture commissioner and sealer of weights and measures in 1983. So Irwin Ibby was the first agriculture commissioner and sealer of weights and measures. So a little bit about the agriculture commissioner now. We are appointed by the County Board of Supervisors, It's a 4-year appointment, and our appointment is through the California Food and Agriculture Code. In order to be the Agriculture Commissioner and Sealer of Weights and Measures, I have to have 12 state licenses and go through 14 different examination procedures. We serve county's $3.2 billion agriculture industry, and also through Sealer's job, I protect all the citizens and business industry of the county by ensuring there is an equity in the marketplace, and we carry this out through our Business and Professions Code. So this is our mission, to promote and safeguard the health, safety, and well-being of the people of the San Joaquin County and the agriculture and businesses. We do this through 47 full-time positions and 21 part-time positions. Agriculture Commissioner's Office has 36 different programs that we have in the department. And some of those programs I'm going to go over are pesticide regulation, pest detection, pest exclusion, export certification, and weights and measures. So this is a fun fact here. We found this picture of a rig which was made in 1920s. Between 1920 and 1940, 350 Fordster rigs, they are called. They were made here in Victor, California. And in this picture, they're dusting sulfur in a walnut orchard to control mildew. And you can see the photo on the right is our aerial applicators applying pesticides through an aeroplane, fixed wing plane. And what a change between 1920s to now. So Agriculture Commissioner's Office ensures there is a safe and effective use of pesticides because we want to make sure our public is protected and our agriculture is also protected along with the environment. This is also a very, very old picture. You will not see that now. They're fumigating citrus trees with hydrocyanic gas. An individual tree was actually covered to control the pest, which is very, very difficult process, especially in hundreds and acres of trees that are planted. So now the technologies allows you to have hydrostatic sprayers, and you could see the difference on the left and right. You could see the applicator is fully covered with the personal protective equipment, and we, Ag Commissioner's Office staff goes out and assures that the workers are protected when they're applying pesticides. Pest detection is another very, very important program for the Ag Commissioner's Office because it's an early warning system to detect any exotic pest we might have in the county. So to do that, we place thousands of traps in urban and rural areas. Some of you might remember outbreak of Mediterranean fruit fly in 1981. You could see when Jerry Brown, our governor, allowed application of malathion in the Bay Area using aeroplanes. So that caused a lot of ruckus, and California Department of Food and Ag made sure since then that we have a proper pest detection program, and we go out and put these traps just to make sure we can detect these exotic pests early on. Our pest exclusion program safeguards our county's agriculture and our environment by preventing the introduction of harmful pests through multiple pathways. In this picture, you can see our Inspector Whalen. He is very, very important person or inspector to us. He goes out every single morning to a lot of parcel facilities and help us find agricultural products and plant products at our parcel facilities like UPS, FedEx, and Post Office. Another very important program is direct marketing. Through this program, we facilitate sale of agricultural products directly from farmers to our consumers. We have 8 different certified farmers markets in this county, and we have 69 different certified producers. Our staff assures that all the product which is for sale at these farmers market is grown at the here locally in San Joaquin County. Under our export certification program, we make sure that the commodities that are grown in San Joaquin County could be exported overseas. And our staff checks the quality and importing requirements of different countries, inspects these commodities, and issues certificates. Our staff is accredited certifying officials through United States Department of Agriculture. We ship these commodities to 98 different countries. And these are top 10 countries, Japan being number 1. We issued last year 2,157 certificates for Japan. Number 2 is Korea with 2,063 different certificates, and India at number 3 with 1,117 different certificates for export. These are top 5 commodities we export out of this county. Walnuts being number 1, almonds number 2, rice 3, cherries 4, and corn is 5th. One thing to note here is that a lot of different commodities might not require export certificates. And some certificates are only issued for state purposes. So when we are shipping to different states within US, we also issue certificates for that export as well. Under our weights and measures program, we ensure the accuracy in commercial devices, product quantities, and petroleum quality and labeling. The County Sealer of Weights and Measures promotes fair competition for businesses and accurate value comparison for consumers. And these are the different programs: commercial device inspections, QC program, petroleum program, Weighmaster, and RSA, which is Registered Service Agency. These are the different programs we have for under weights and measures. Okay, these are the pictures I wanted to show that where we started was in 1910 at the courthouse, room number 10 on the first floor. That was where our first office was. Then in 1924, we relocated to 117 North San Joaquin Street. We could not find a good picture of that office. In 1930, the middle picture is from 1930, Commissioner Mahoney and his office moved to 123 North San Joaquin Street. I'm sorry, this picture is actually for Hazelton, where currently the CDD and Public Works Department is. That's the middle picture of Hazelton Avenue. And currently we are at the Robert J. Cabral Ag Center. One of the other program I wanted to highlight here is our Ag Venture program. This year was our 20th year for this program, and through this program we educate over 12,000 students, third graders in San Joaquin County, about our agriculture. And I want to say thank you to the board for supporting this program. For a number of years, we've been using county funds to support it, and I'm hoping that we'll continue to get that support. And that's all about the history of the Ag Commissioner, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you for that presentation. It's important that we get to show people what you guys do, because a lot of folks don't know what you do in the history and the rich history of San Joaquin County. Questions, concerns? Anybody?
Yes.
Supervisor Dean, you have the floor.
Thank you, Commissioner. You have a tough job. We were just going, there's paperwork on my desk of all the requests to have land pulled out of the Williamson Act. Currently, we have a crisis in the North County with our grape farmers. We have a dear friend of ours that's hopefully working on that in DC and walking it over to the trade ambassador as we speak. I've got videos from farmers of them dumping grapes by the hundreds of acres right now because we're fighting the importation of juice from New Zealand, fake juice coming in from Canada. it's appalling. So one of the things I've told them is you can't suffer in silence. I mean, you gotta start writing letters. You gotta get on the phone and start banging away on your reps in DC and let them know it's great that you're gonna tell us what flavor of ice cream you like and your electricity rates are too high. This is important, and they need to take it seriously and do it. I appreciated you're talking about the MedFly. Gosh, this shows how old I am. During the MedFly, in 1981, it went on for a few more years. You might remember a gentleman by the name of Gray Davis. Gray Davis became governor. He was Jerry Brown's chief of staff until 1981. Couldn't really handle the heat, and they brought in a guy named B.T. Collins. A lot of you that are older than 60 might remember a reporter on Channel 3 named Stan Atkinson. So Stan and B.T. Collins were the first to go back to Vietnam after the war, and they did this whole 2-week thing. Anyway, what's important about the MedFly is B.T. got really sick and tired of people talking about how harmful it was, so he went up on the steps of the Capitol and started drinking the malathion and water mixture, made national news. But he's no longer with us either. Anyway, thank you. He was a great man.
Those are the good stories, right? Hopefully the malathion didn't cause his death, right? So, anybody else? I think that's the thing that we celebrate. 175 years of growing greatness, and the progress that we've made. Obviously, you saw them shooting the chemical and the old model, whatever it was, and now they're all suited up. And they obviously didn't have OSHA back then to do the job that they do now. So sometimes I think it's overkill, but I think for longevity of life, it's important that we do put those safeguards and so that people don't get sick and don't get cancer and the side effects from using some of those. So thank you very much for the presentation. It means a lot. So
Thank you.
You guys good? Or all right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Presentation on the San Joaquin County General Services Department functions, programs, and highlights. Dan Wirtz. You have the floor, sir.
Good morning, Chair Canepa, Supervisors, County Administrator Regalo, County Council, Dan Wirtz, General Services Director. We do have a presentation today, but just before we start that, today we take a moment to share a light, even briefly, on those who prefer to work behind the scenes. Our General Services staff play a crucial role in preparing the video for the county's 175th anniversary. Their hard work, creativity, and dedication ensured the General Services history was honored with sincerity and pride. When we speak of the heart of the county, we aren't just referring to a place. We are recognizing the people who keep everything moving. The heart works quietly, reliably, and without the need for attention, yet nothing functions without it. That is exactly the kind of strength and commitment the General Services team brings every single day. While building parks, the zoo, and the other milestones tell our story, it is the people who care for them and for all of us who define who we are. Thank you for being the heart of the county. Thank you for what you do, seen and unseen, especially when no spotlight is expected. So as with everything with the facility maintenance and other teams, they're in the back of the room, but I just want to recognize the team that worked on this video. Samantha Wolf, Emma Steele, Ashka Lal, Tasha Tackett, Claudia Haley, Angelina Delgado, and Kimberly Lee, and most importantly, James Hernandez, who was our director, our producer, as well as piloted the drone for the video. So you can.
the heart of the county. Just as the California Delta moves water throughout our state, our facilities management team has, since the summer of 1983, been the unseen force keeping the county operational, supporting public safety, justice, health, and administration. Our facilities team is responsible for maintaining and servicing over 2 million square feet of county structures. From HVAC technicians keeping buildings comfortable, to painters restoring history, to electricians ensuring power and life safety systems never fail, this division manages the infrastructure that allows county employees to serve our residents with excellence. Completing 18,000 work orders in 2024, our facilities management staff work diligently serving San Joaquin County. Parks are where life gets better, where community, nature, and wellness come together. They're the heart of San Joaquin County's shared outdoor spaces, from shaded benches beneath heritage oaks to freshly lined sports fields ready for weekend games. San Joaquin County Parks and Recreation maintains nearly 1,000 acres of parkland, trails, and facilities. Each day, park staff prune, plant, and preserve, repairing what's broken and enhancing what's working because every detail matters in keeping these spaces thriving. Among these spaces is Harmony Grove Church, the county's oldest regional park, established in 1859, a living piece of history that continues to welcome visitors today. San Joaquin County residents enjoy our parks and zoo year-round, gathering with family, discovering nature, and celebrating moments big and small. Our Parks and Recreation team are the stewards of these treasured places, caring for the landscapes that connect people to one another and to the natural world. Every day, they preserve beauty, protect wildlife, and ensure our parks are safe, clean, and welcoming for everyone. Through their care and dedication, our Parks and Recreation staff make it possible for families to gather, kids to explore, and nature to flourish, protecting the county's outdoor legacy for generations to come. General Services has evolved with San Joaquin County, expanding with new technologies, embracing energy efficiency, and adapting to the changing needs of our communities. Founded on service, grown through innovation, and driven by individuals with one simple goal: to deliver real value to the residents of San Joaquin County. Vision starts with a blueprint. Capital Projects is where vision becomes reality. From groundbreaking to grand opening, these teams oversee complex improvements that enhance public service, sustainability, and efficiency throughout San Joaquin County. As General Services looks to the next 175 years, General Services Director Dan Wirtz and his executive team unite to lead the department into an era of progress and positive impact for the community. The department continues to inspire and serve San Joaquin County and its residents. Today, the department spans facilities management, capital projects, property services, and parks and recreation. Each function is united by a single purpose: to serve the people of San Joaquin County with pride and integrity. To our dedicated staff, thank you. You are the foundation of county excellence.
That's it. Thanks.
That's all you got, or what? Huh? No, that was very good. I love it. I love it. I thought I was the heart of San Joaquin County, but I'll share that with y'all. But it's all good, right? And it's just amazing. The relationships, because they're always around and in the basement. And it was funny because they put new LED lights, and of course they stopped at my car. So I gave them a hard time, and within a week I got lights over my car. So it's amazing. And then one of the other stories is in the elevator. If you got on the elevator, you didn't know where you were going, right? So I had made the request, and then we were talking with somebody, and they said, yeah, that Tom Patty made us put signs in the elevator, and it was actually me. so it's those cool stories and the things that you do, and it's the celebrations like this of what you do, and people can actually see, you know, that you do so many different things in journal services. I appreciate it, and I didn't know. Obviously, Supervisor Ding didn't know he had a church in his district.
Throw me under the bus.
So right, anyway, we'll go out and check that out. I had to Google search it because I didn't know where it was. So we do learn things from these presentations, and I'm proud that we did bring those presentations this year to celebrate all the departments that we have. So questions, comments?
No, hey, great job. The video, I mean, was that done in-house?
Yeah, James Hernandez, who works in the Capital Projects Division, is the one who pretty much did the whole thing, had the ideas and came up and put it all together. So yeah, James needs a big round of applause. He's
That was impressive. Very nice. And just
ISD is going to poach him.
I want to say, just to let you know, the chairman doesn't have the authority to make you go do videos for him or anything like that. So, but no, great job, you guys.
Thanks.
Supervisor D.
I'm fine, thank you.
Great job, and I appreciate you acknowledging the boots on the ground. I'm looking forward to seeing some parks from District 1 in next year's video.
Yes.
Thank you.
Vice Chair. All right, well, thank you very much for the presentation. Another big hand for GSD. All right, moving on. At this time now this is the time for public comment on matters within the jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors that are not listed on the agenda and minutes, consent calendar, and closed session items. We request that you fill out a comment form if you address the board in person. There is a time limit of 3 minutes for these comments. There is a device on the podium with a green, yellow, and red light. The yellow light will come on 30 seconds before the end of 3 minutes. With regard to public comment, the law strictly limits the ability of the board members to discuss matters not on the agenda, so this is not an appropriate time to have a discussion with the board regarding your comments. We ask that you refrain from personal attacks during your comments and that you address all comments to the Board of Supervisors, not to the audience. Comments from the public may not reflect the viewpoint of the Board of Supervisors. At this time, we have Mary Nicholson, and on deck, we'll have Lauren Cardinale.
I'm good. Well, maybe I'll. Okay. Good morning, all the members of the dais. I'm here because the last time I was here, there was a proclamation that November is Caregiver Appreciation Month. I started on this journey because before I came here, my husband was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and I did not know I didn't know how to care for him, and I didn't know where the resources are. Shortly after he passed away, I started having all of these ailments and problems, and the final cause, based on what the doctor said, was that I just had a heartbreak. It touched me in such a way. And then shortly after that was when I had a brain aneurysm and an ischemic stroke on the operating table and other things. The pain is what gave me this purpose. At the last Board of Supervisors meeting, there was a proclamation, and it was, after 18 years, the most outstanding proclamation that was issued. and I really want to thank you. And I'm going to read what this proclamation said because it actually captures what the caregiver appreciation is all about. The Board of Supervisors proclamation says, whereas more than 11,400 baby boomers are turning 65 daily, and many may need caregiving as they grow older and live longer, yet there is a looming shortage of caregivers throughout California. And whereas caregivers manage multiple responsibilities, including managing medical communications, finances, medications, and social connections for caregiver recipients, while also balancing their work and caring for their immediate family. And whereas, as a result, caregiver burnout has become a significant health concern, requiring medical, psychological, and economic support that comes from a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion. And whereas 89% of caregivers are related to their care recipients, with 50% being their parents or parents-in-law, 12% spouses, 8% grandparents, and 7% siblings. And whereas in 2021, the unpaid care provided by California's family caregivers was valued at approximately $81 billion, which is equivalent to 4.1 billion hours of care. I won't go any further, but I really want you to understand how valuable as leaders for caregivers you are. And you all, as I mentioned before, are caregivers. And I'm here to thank you, and I want to thank everybody that serves as caregivers, not only in November, but all throughout. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lauren Cardinale, and on deck is Glenda, I'm gonna mess up your last name, DeLong, it looks like, is on deck, please.
You got it right today. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly hosts, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. I'm here today because we are one nation under God. And one of the aspects that we have to understand is that we do have an enemy, and it's our fallen angel of Lucifer, Satan, or how other religions call evil. And the greatest evil that he commits is lukewarmness of heart. So the lukewarmness of heart that we're suffering through right now is that because no person in the United States is willing to call a stop work to the most genocidal eugenics projects ever, children are being born dead. Michelle Spencer at Fresno CMC has a current litigation in the state of California. Every week, she is documenting 4 babies are dead. In total, that makes 208 unborn child who have suffered injuries from a countermeasure, also known as the COVID vaccine or a medical procedure. This is medical malpractice injury on a massive scale. In general, if we have 100 hospitals, that means this year alone, 20,800 children have been murdered by the government-directed countermeasure. Under the color of the law, locally, Greg Dietrich transitioned the countermeasure to an immunization for the foreseeable future. My life is at an imminent grave danger. I got a notification on my phone yesterday that my kids are supposed to come in for their COVID-19, mRNA, and flu shots. Why would I give my child a shot that can kill and injure them? There's a very brave man by the name of Dr. Bowden in Massachusetts who, in the committee hearing, spoke about how an 11-year-old suffered thrombocytopenia. That means she bled and clot at the same time after her shot. You 5 men need to find the courage, and you also, County Council, because I looked into who you are, and take the law back and to protect your citizens. People are being murdered by medical malpractice. There's a very brave man named Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., and he needs the help of the counties to stop this. It's called an emergency situation. All 5 of you have the ability to call the meeting. When you call the meeting, you can stop work and put an immediate moratorium on it. If that doesn't make the governor happy, I could care less. This is all his fault. The World Health Organization is a criminal international organization known for sterilizing children in Africa, known for poisoning them with Ebola failed remdesivir. I'm not against you. I'm here to protect my children and your grandchildren. Call the stop work. You can do it right now. I'm also transmitting the MIT docs that I had for you in the information so you can see it, and then the claim I put against Tetra Tech for everybody in the county so that you can get money from Tetra Tech.
Thank you. Glenda? And on deck is Molly Watkins, please.
I don't have my glasses on, so bear with me. I left them at home, but I want to read what I want to say to you. Board of Supervisors, location where you are. This is a noise and low-frequency noise abatement complaint. The business complaint concerns CORE, formerly known as Crothall Laundry Linen, commercial linen laundry located at 2365 North Airport, Manteca. The external environmental problem. I'm a resident of Dale Webb Senior Community located at 2401 Morning Brook Drive in Manteca. Since moving to Dale Webb in 2020, I have been subjected to inhumane, extremely loud external environmental noise that are audible inside my home, originating from Crothall Laundry, whose business name was changed to Core Linen Services. The business operates as a commercial hospital linen service that activities generate 2 distinct external environmental noise sources: a progressive loud noise audible outside throughout the neighborhood, and a steady loud low frequency noise that can only be heard inside buildings and residents' homes. Both are extremely both external environmental noises that are audible inside my home, both day and night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I actually visited the laundry business a few times to ask the manager, the operations manager, to quiet the noise, and he told me, "I'm sorry." When I entered the administration office, I was surprised how quiet it was. There was no noise to be heard. The impact. The audible external environmental noise is progressively louder inside my home, along with the loud low-frequency noise that penetrates my walls, doors, windows, and vents. Both external noises are audible during the morning hours, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, nonstop. It just depends on how loud it is. As a resident of Dale Webb, I have not experienced the quality retirement life that is supposed to be designed for seniors. The benefits of living in the Dale Webb senior community should include all the residents to have a quiet environment, a peaceful and comfortable home atmosphere, and ability to enjoy outdoors and enjoyment relaxing at your home. Now, 5 years later, I have developed chronic health conditions from the external environmental pollution from Crothall Laundry. Please note the duration and the number of attempts to resolve. Neighbors told me about a town hall meeting with the Dale Webb residents and the lead officials from Crothall Laundry before it was approved. The Crothall lead officer verbally assured the Dale Webb residents that they would not interfere with their lifestyles. However, this issue began and has continued since the laundry operated since 2014 to present.
You have to wrap it up, ma'am.
Okay.
Time is up. So this is Supervisor Vice Chair Dollywall's area. So
Okay,
maybe
so I
Becky.
am just asking you to investigate this situation. I have left you a copy of this.
Okay, so Vice Chair Dhaliwal, you can.
Thank you, sir. I know, Glenn, I've been to the house, I think 3 times. Then there is a noise, you can hear that. I spoke to City of Manteca, and they keep saying that it's a civil matter. But something needs to be done.
Will there be, okay. I ask for a response, please.
Thank you.
Thank you. Molly Watkins and Karen Nichols is on deck, please.
Good morning. It's election day. Hope you went in person. Hope if you haven't gone that you need to go and check out a polling place, find out how it works and what they're doing and not doing. Supposedly San Joaquin County maintains our voter rolls. Under code, election code 19003, there are permissible uses for those codes for people to get copies of them. Number 6 reads, detecting voter registration fraud, evaluating voter registration information accuracy, and evaluation compliance with applicable laws for federal and California. So I filled out one of those little forms, I turned it in, and they told me that I didn't fit in any of those categories. But you know, the odd thing is that's not on there. There's only 4, there's not all 6, and so I was denied. So when I leave here, I'm gonna go over there and apply again, and hopefully I won't have a problem, otherwise I'll be calling all of you and asking you. Because you realize that in November of 2024, a year ago, we had approximately 385,000 people vote. 385,000. Oddly enough, in the last 12 months, 21,530 people have registered to vote. 21,000. Does that not seem a little odd in an election that is not a primary, is not a presidential, and we're voting on one thing that's a proposition? So where did the 21,000 people come from? I'd like to look at the rolls and see if we can figure that out. That is unbelievable. So, have a good day. Don't forget to vote, and don't forget to stop at your polling place and check it out.
Thank you. Karen Nichols and Jody Graham is on deck, please.
Good morning, and thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. My name is Karen Nichols, and I'm addressing you as the president of NAMI San Joaquin County. NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and I'm also a concerned resident of this county. And my heart is heavy. NAMI San Joaquin County was recently told that our partnership as a grantee with San Joaquin County Behavioral Health Services will no longer continue. Although I'm very grateful for previous funding over other years, this is really devastating to our organization. Without help, we may need to drastically reduce or even eliminate our affiliate and our services throughout the county. We have been serving this county since 1987. As an individual with lived experience with a serious mental illness and with many hospitalizations and even some suicide attempts in the past, I am proud to say that I have made an excellent recovery. Today, I have the ability to function and even excel in whatever I endeavor. I was able to go back to school and graduate with 2 degrees with highest honors. But most importantly, I have continued to live my life to the fullest and with my family, friends, and community. I know that peer, family support, education that NAMI provides has been vital to my well-being and my recovery. Without this type of support, I may have had to continue to live in a long-term facility 5 hours away from my family and my loved ones for the rest of my life. I could have been there forever. I am grateful to have learned that recovery is possible and to never give up hope. NAMI San Joaquin County provides a comprehensive continuum of mental health care, education support, and advocacy programs designed to promote recovery, resilience, and wellness for individuals and all families affected throughout with mental illness. Our programs address, I'm going to skip that part. I just want you to know that the NAMI program works, and I am a living and personal example that peer support, family education, family support are greatly needed throughout this county. And I just want to let you know, continue that we want to be able to continue our mission and to be able to continue to support those in the county who are affected by mental illness, their families, their friends. Everyone throughout the whole county is affected in some way by someone with mental illness. Thank you.
Thank you. Jody Graham, Don Moyer is on deck, please.
Good morning. Happy Election Day. I hope that you all go to a precinct today. There's over 100 to choose from in our county. And if you haven't already voted, you can vote at any one of those precincts. As a reminder, Shakir Khan, a Lodi City Councilman, was charged with multiple counts of election fraud, amongst other charges. On February 17, 2023, the Sheriff's Department held a press conference and outlined the election fraud that Shakir had committed. In the last 2 weeks, the Sheriff's press conference has gone viral over social media, with even President Trump truthing it. Posts such as, quote, "A California sheriff is blowing the whistle on how Gavin Newsom steals elections, saying foreign nationals are voting through an online honor system where anyone can click a box saying that they're not lying and get mailed ballots." And another post stating, "Here's how Gavin Newsom steals elections in California. San Joaquin County Sheriff just exposed that foreigners, including from Pakistan, are voting in California elections. You can register online, click one box saying, 'I'm not lying,' and boom, you're on the voter rolls." It's interesting that this post from nearly 2 years ago is going viral now, on the eve of a special election. This begs to question, what has San Joaquin County done to address the problem that is continuing to be shown across the country and around the world? What have you done to prevent this from happening again? This case is from our county, and it's honestly embarrassing. But what's more embarrassing is that our county hasn't done anything to keep it from happening again. As a reminder, there are currently 85,000 foreign-born nationals on our active voter rolls. They all got ballots. A database exists that can easily verify the citizenship status of each and every one of them. The time is now. The world is watching. Thank you.
Thank you. Don Moyer, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Welcome.
Welcome, Supervisors. I am here representing Hoffman Brothers Harvesting. And I've got a little poop sheet here. I won't bother to read the whole thing with you. They established a harvesting company. There's two brothers reside in the Tracy area. I think one of them lives in Manteca, the other one lives in Tracy. And they've been harvesting crops here in San Joaquin County and nearby Stanislaus County and Tulare County, nearby counties, since 1982. When they purchased their property, it's on Banta Road. If you know where Banta Road is, I know Robert does. It's in his district. Poor Robert. If you go south on 11th Street, their property backs up against the Tracy Defense Depot. And they've got a 14-acre piece of property back there, and they've been harvesting crops since 1982. And their original permit was a one-page permit. Back then, things were a lot simpler, you know. And the permit said harvesting equipment repair, and truck parking. You know, when you harvest the tomatoes or the beans or whatever, you got to take them to the cannery. So they had harvesting equipment, they had a repair shop to repair their harvesters, and they had truck parking. And they contribute to San Joaquin County's economy. I've done some real rough calculations. About $25 million a year here in San Joaquin County. That's in wages, that's just wages. And those people are buying automobiles, they're buying refrigerators, they're buying houses. They're contributing about $25 million a year to San Joaquin County. And they've had some problems shortly after maybe it was, we don't know exactly when. After they purchased the property, it was originally zoned M2, which was an allowable use. They could go in and start their operation without even getting a permit of any sort. You just went in and got a building permit for the building. Sometime thereafter, the zoning changed. The zoning was changed by San Joaquin County to IW, which is industrial warehousing. And that zoning is not allowed, apparently, under IW. And everything was fine. Nobody bothered them. They're still out there harvesting crops for about 25 years. And I think it was 2019, they began getting notifications from the county that they were in violation of the law and they needed to shut down. And it seems to me that this county has said for years and years and years, agriculture is our #1 industry. And I believe that. It truly is. You know, I grew up at Tracy High, was right next to the Heinz cannery. You know, we were processing, tomato paste and pickles and all kinds of stuff. And a lot of the jobs in Tracy and all around this county are related to agriculture. And I'll give you this little poop sheet here. If you can look into that, I think it would be a simple matter simply to recognize them as a legal conforming use, because when they bought the property, it did in fact conform with the law. And I'd like you to take a look at that, have your legal department, Mr. Kiernan, look at that and perhaps deal with this in executive session. They're a valuable addition to the community, to the entire county, and I think I'd like very much if you could take care of them. And I thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anybody wishing to speak that didn't fill out a card, please come forward. Seeing none. We'll be moving on. Consent items. Start with Supervisor Rickman. Would you like to pull any consent items?
Just number 6, I just need to make an amendment to it.
Number 6. Supervisor Ding. Come back to you, sir. Supervisor Gardia. Supervisor Dollywall has number 4, and we'll wait and see if he's got any more when he comes back to sit down. And Supervisor Ding is good, so we'll wait for, we'll do number 6, which is approve the use of supervisorial District 5 funds for Mountain House Scouting Foundation for scouting program needs in the amount of $12,461. Supervisor Rickman.
I would like to pull
We got you. Number 4? You had more than 4?
4.
Okay.
All right, just real quick, I just need there was a correction that needs to be made under fiscal impact. It says District 5 will have $196,226 remaining to use prior to fiscal year end. That should read $192,226. Reason for the deduction of $4,000, it wasn't factored in the $4,000 that we use for the Family Justice Center of Hope. So, whoever does the motion, if you could make an amendment to that motion.
So that was the one, County Council also had is that the same?
It is, and actually a motion isn't necessary. I think we've put on the record the correction, and that's all that's necessary.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, sir. Supervisor Dollywall, number 4, approve the appointment of Beckett Kelly as the Chief of Staff for the 3rd Supervisorial District, effective November 17th, 2025. Vice Chair Dollywall.
Thank you, sir. Angel Sepulveda has decided to step down as Chief of Staff. If my colleagues approve item 4, Beckett Kelly will serve as Chief of Staff, and then we'll hire somebody to replace Beckett as board aide. Angel, you have done a superb job. You are always going to be an important member of the team. We're going to miss you, so don't go too far. But would you like to say a few words?
low does this go? Chair Canepa, Vice Chair Dollywall, members of the board, it has been an honor to serve as Chief of Staff for Supervisor Dollywall and to serve the people of District 3, this board, and this county. You will never find a greater group of people committed to the well-being of the people of San Joaquin County than the people in this boardroom today. I love this community. I love serving my community. And it has been an honor to serve in this role. Unfortunately, due to some unforeseen personal matters, it's impossible to continue giving my all to the deserving people of San Joaquin County. This, however, by in no means is an end to my service to my community. I look forward to continuing to not only be involved in helping to make San Joaquin County the place that I love, raised a family, and started a business. I also look forward to continuing to support Supervisor Dollywall and the important work that he's doing in San Joaquin County. Supervisor, thank you for your trust and your mentorship. You have truly been an inspiration to learn from. And your election of Beckett Kelly could not be wiser. Beckett has proven himself a dedicated deputy and will serve you well as a new chief. Thank you again for the opportunity to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. May God bless you and your family. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I want to also thank you for your dedication to Vice Chair Dollywall. The sixth floor, we're family, sometimes a little dysfunctional, but you know, the love that we have and share and the commitment to San Joaquin County, you have done an amazing job of doing that. And yes, you will be missed. Supervisor Rickman.
Thank you, Chairman. Angel, I hate to see you go. I mean, it was a pleasure working with you for the last year, getting to know you a little better. Hey, you have a great sense of humor, you know, great work ethic. I love seeing you out there in the community. But as you mentioned up there, hey, we're still here. So, you know, please feel free to come back. And I know you're going to be very active in your community, as you have been before you got this position. So, you know, God bless you and your family, and we'll miss you. And Beckett, congratulations on your promotion.
Supervisor Ding.
Well, I'm sorry to see you go, my friend, but I'm sure I will run into you and the family on a regular basis anyway. So we all love you. Best of luck. Beckett, congratulations. And I have no doubt you'll do a great job.
Supervisor Gardia.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll use the word dysfunctional, but we don't always see eye to eye on everything, but that's good government, I think. Angel, sad to see you go. I know that you're going to be involved in the community, and we'll see you at events and, you know, on to your next journey, and congratulations, Beckett, on the new position.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I promise Angel that she will stay as our honorary chief of staff. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you. Yes, and congratulations, Beckett, on the promotion. So, Angel, don't stay too far away. All right, we love you. All righty. That does it for
Make a motion to approve.
the consent. There we have a motion. Do we have a second? Motion and a second. Madam Clerk, can we call for the vote, please? Motion passes 5-0.
Angel, you should feel special because none of these guys have ever told me that they loved me. So,
And there goes the dysfunction. Okay. Before we go to closed session, we have obviously an hour and 15 minutes, so we'll start discussion items, and we're going. We just did, right? Motion passed 5-0. Got a first and second? Right?
Chairman, I don't know if you want to take out of order the district attorney's
Yeah,
matter.
that's what I was looking, what number are we at? So, number 3, we're gonna take discussion. Item number 3, adopt a resolution authorizing the district attorney to apply for and accept the renewal of an award from the California Office of Emergency Services for District Attorney's Unserved, Underserved Victim Advocacy and Outreach Program in the amount of $196,906 for the period of January 1st through December 31st. So this was supposed to be on consent, and then I had asked a question, and Rochelle brought it forward, so, because we kind of didn't understand what it was. So, Mr. District Attorney, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chairman Canepa, Vice Chairman Dhaliwal, Administrator Regalo. I have my team with me here today, and we appreciate you taking this out of order. This is a great opportunity to highlight the amazing work that this grant does. It's underserved specifically, which means 2 specific categories. One, these are victims that are hard to outreach, are traditionally not working with the district attorney's office, and also underserved in that they're in our rural communities. So it's Ripon, Lathrop, Mountain House, Escalon, the sheriff's office. I have my team with me here today that can tell you some of the amazing things that this grant does. Right now, it's over 2,400 cases. So that's about 600 new cases and 1,800 returning victims. We see all types of cases in this, from child abuse, sexual assault, a lot of domestic violence, and attempted murders and even murders. Our victim advocates do an amazing job, but they're obviously very much overworked. We have our 2 victim witness advocates assigned to the grant, Heidi and Jorge, that are here today. They don't do all 2,400 cases, but they do a vast majority of them. They're assigned to the sheriff's office, but in the other aspects, we don't have dedicated victim witness advocates in the law enforcement agencies. And that's really an advantage whenever the district attorney's office can get services early, get the case referrals, and have dedicated victim witness advocates in a law enforcement agency. We do have part-time in the Tracy Police Department and part-time in the Manteca Police Department, but we're also looking with the building of the South County opportunities for more victim witness advocates and more victim witness outreach. I have my director, Gabrielle Wargi. She'll let me know if I said everything I was supposed to say.
Hello. Thank you for having us. This is a great opportunity for us to highlight the work that's being done with our 2 advocates under the Underserved grant. And they are stationed out at the Sheriff's Department, but the goal is to eventually have advocates out in our Manteca, Lathrop, Ripon areas. We currently do service those areas, but on a part-time basis. We do find that it does make a difference when you have advocates in those communities, in the law enforcement agencies. The earlier we get the case, the better it is for the victim. We don't have to wait until the DA gets the case, and we all know that the DA's office doesn't always get all the cases. They only get the cases that we're looking for possible prosecution. So all those cases where there's unknown suspects or maybe suspects that haven't been detained, we still need to work on those, and we need to get those early on. And so it would be a great benefit for our county if we do have advocates dedicated in those areas in the law enforcement agency so that we can get those cases sooner. Thank you.
And ideally, what we're looking for is a change in behavior. Sometimes that's with prosecution, or sometimes that's with counseling, restraining orders, and intervention, and getting people in the right places. But we're just looking for justice and what's ever best for the people and for the community in the long run. So and sometimes that is prosecution, but if we can get counseling and get people where they need to be, that is also part of our goal also. They've changed the application process. We need this board resolution for us to continue to receive the 5th year of this 5-year grant.
And we're also excited to say that we're receiving the maximum allotment from CalOES on this. And we also are starting our new application for a 5-year period next year. So with that, I'm available for any questions.
That's perfect. So, I mean, obviously you've leveraged the match is good. So we get 5 times the money in San Joaquin County. So that's a win, I think, for everybody.
Almost 10 times.
10 times the grant? Oh, shoot. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, 21 is it's the match. Okay, I wasn't sure because it showed 48,974. It's the county cost, sorry.
Yeah.
That's even better news, 10 times. Perfect. Vice Chair Dhaliwal?
Thank you, sir. Mr. Freitas, you gave me an update about the Lathrop location, but people who are watching, can you please share how it's going?
Yes, our understanding is that construction is underway and that the remodeling is going very well. We hope to be in the office for the South County new satellite office probably in the first quarter of 2026, so January, February, or March. Before we were hoping December, but looks like we're a little bit behind schedule, but not a lot behind schedule.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Supervisor Rickman.
Thank you, Chairman. Hey, I just want to say thank you guys for, having those dedicated advocates, outside of Stockton, to the, I know myself and Supervisor Ding mention it all the time, we're getting services the north end of the county and to the south end. Can't get any farther south than Escalon, or southeast. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. And I know our residents in South County appreciate it also.
Yes, no longer, I think, is the middle of our county the middle of Stockton. South County is a major portion of San Joaquin County and provide a lot of services. The other thing about this grant, when we talk about underserved, these are individuals that may fall through the cracks, that we don't have CPS or other agencies that can provide services to them the way Victim Witness and the District Attorney's Office can. So making sure that children are receiving the counseling they need, especially in abusive or sexual assault situations. They're one of our highest repeat offenders. So if we can get these kids the services they need, and they may not be receiving that support at home or from other agencies. So this is doing God's work, and there's no doubt about it. So that you're making this investment into it, and look into the future of having dedicated advocates in all of our law enforcement agencies is going to make quite a difference.
Perfect, thank you. Glad we put it on discussion. Supervisor Ding?
No, I'm ready to go.
Ready to go.
Motion to approve.
There we go, first and second. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
We need public comment.
Oh, public comment? Is anyone from the public? Thank you. Supervisor Rickman? Now, somebody's got to come up now that we just said that, so, right? Any takers, right? Thank you, so we'll call for the vote. Thank you. Motion passes 5-0. All right, moving back to number 1, board discussion to allocate $1.5 million for Gospel Center Rescue Missions New Life Program Multi-Purpose Center, and 4/5 vote required. And this item was brought by Supervisor Garcia. You have the floor.
Yeah, before I make any comments, if we could just have somebody from the Gospel Rescue Mission come up and give a
Mr.
presentation.
Dave Madura.
Chair and Vice Chair, council members, thank you. Supervisors, thank you for this opportunity to come here. All about helping. Oh, thank you. And we all need help, even if it's putting our thing up. So I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to this. One of the things that we do at the Gospel Rescue Mission and the building that we're looking at, that we're talking about, is a building that's going to be life-changing to the community, not of just Stockton, but of San Joaquin County. During the COVID, we were the only place open in the whole county to receive homeless positive COVID care. We were the only ones. And so sometimes we find out a lot about
people and our friends and who they are is when it gets tough. Who shows up? It's the first responders. It's the people that show up when it's a crisis mode. And the Gospel Rescue Mission has historically been there again and again. And what this building is going to do, it's going to help us to help more, because the first floor is an extra 27 beds for recuperative care. Like I said, also, we were the first ones to start recuperative care in San Joaquin County. And we've helped to expand that. We don't want to just keep it all to ourselves. We try to do everything we can do to help out other agencies in any way we can, because it's not about us. It's about the whole community. And, one graduate that comes through the program is a big deal. UOP said that came up with a number of $69,100 per homeless person is the cost to the taxpayers of San Joaquin County. We average a graduate class of 64 a year. 64 times 69,100 is $4.4 million a year savings. Push that out 10 years. That's not even including at the next phase when they're actually making the money and they're actually paying back into the program. And there's no longer anybody doing damage out there. They're actually being a model citizen. And we have story after story of people that you can talk to firsthand. I would ask each one of you to come to our campus and just talk to the students yourself. Come to a graduation and see what happens. And you watch the lives that are changed and you see what they do. It truly takes a village. It takes all of us. We can't do it without the help. And we ran into a little bit of a shortfall on a building that's almost ready to, literally, we'll be able to occupy in December, first week of December. We'll be ready to occupy. So it's not like something that's just shovel ready. It's ready to go. I mean, and you can come over and walk it and take a tour with it. You'll see it firsthand, see what it's going to do. And the lives that it's going to change are outstanding. It's amazing. And I thank you for any help that we can get from you guys, because we can't do it without you. We need help. And otherwise, I wouldn't be coming here, seriously. I wouldn't do it, because you guys do so much already. But we found ourselves with our back to the wall, and we need help. And so I appreciate your kind thoughtfulness on this, and it's going to be a big difference. And you'll see it, in the future, paying back dividends of what it's not costing the county. We also want to, Ron Freitas, who was just here, and he can attest to this, that we have students that go in, instead of going to jail, they come to our program. And he's also participated in graduations where he saw students that were 4, and the one that he actually had alternative than jail were graduating the program. And that's 4 students, and it costs the San Joaquin County at the jail about $150,000 per person. That didn't cost them, because it's a whole lot cheaper to be at the mission. It was pennies on the dollar. But talk about an investment. If you look at the investment in cost and return, the number, if $5,000 is invested into the Gospel Rescue Mission, it has a return of $69,100. That's a 1,800 or 382%. 1,382%. I got to tell you, sign me up for that anytime. I'm an investor man. I've been in business a long time. I'd invest in that any day.
Thank you, Supervisor Gardia. And Supervisor Ding has some comments.
I wasn't always a believer. Honestly, when I drove fire engine number 2 for many, many years, we were on autopilot to the rescue mission, and it was often for calls for service. And so I really never took the time to actually see what the mission does. And I appreciate, and I'm honored to go to a graduation and learn and listen to the stories of people that have turned their lives around. And the success rate that the Gospel Rescue Mission should be the model for the state on how to recruit, to have our citizens recover and get back out in society and be just good community members. And so I appreciate what you do. And can you just talk a little bit on how you lost your funding?
So we had a thing called New Markets Tax Credits. It was done by TeleQ, and we were all lined up, queued up. It was a done deal. But unfortunately, they're not just a nonprofit thing. They're for profit.
And what they had is a deal where they can get more money. In other words, instead of giving somebody 1.5, they give somebody $1 million, and somebody in the plus gets a kickback of $500,000. We're a nonprofit. I don't think like that because I think of all that we can do to help people. And so it totally caught me off guard that they would do a change in the middle of, right at the end of the job of all things too. And it's we had it all worked out, and we were working with Wells Fargo Bank, and they were just, they said it's a done deal. It went through their committee, everything was good, but it was the company called TeleQ that made the difference, that decided to go another way after they had told us that they were going to do that, and which put us at a 1.5 shortfall.
Supervisor Ding.
Well, first off, if you're going to be open by December in that short a time, we should probably have them take over the 6 South El Dorado building as well. Everybody up here on the board, we have big hearts and we want to help as much as we can, but we're also supervisors and we're accountable to the taxpayer. And the one thing, that I myself have learned in this first few years is the world of NGOs have become a business. And in the name of helping people, a lot of people are making a lot of money, and they're not meeting the priorities of the county, which is to get individuals off the street. And they can tell me how many meals they've passed out, how many people they've showered, how many gifts, but they can't give me any stats on who has actually made it through treatment, who has become a dedicated member of society again. And if they don't follow the rules, they need to go. We also, and you've provided that over and over and over again. And as supervisors, it's refreshing to see yourself, Salvation Army, tried and true. We shouldn't have reinvented the wheel. So the last comment I'm going to make, I have never seen this board fight to see who could introduce this resolution, because everybody loves you and everybody knows that you're a good man with a good soul, but a business mind, and you're going to do it right. So we appreciate that.
Thank you. Supervisor Rickman, you have the floor. Thank you, Supervisor Ding.
Thank you, Chairman. And Mr. Medora, thank you. Great to see you again. I think, as you mentioned, I think we've all been to the graduations. I know I've spoken a few times, and you guys do a heck of a job over there. I appreciate it. Just a couple of questions. One to our CEO. Where are this funds coming from? It's coming from interest that we accrued from the ARPA funding that we had at one time?
That's correct, through the chair. So we had, if you recall, back in March of this year, we brought forward an item to fund 8 previously approved projects. And then we also funded, it was the JRUG, Joint Radio Users Group, the annual cost for that, and that used up about $3.1 million. And so we do still have some unobligated interest, so from the ARPA fund. So it would be coming from that.
All right, so it's not coming, one of the points, people that watch, I guess you can say the fiscal hawk, and I don't like to spend too much money. And so with that being said, it's not coming out of our reserves or general fund or anything like that, so it's not going to affect our credit rating or anything like that, correct?
That's correct.
All right. 2 more questions. The other question I have for you, Mr. Madera, did you go to the city of Stockton to see if they would help out? And what was their?
Yes, I haven't had any help so far, but they just said that they're very interested in helping in any way they can.
But not $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Right. So you did ask them for money because your business is in the city of Stockton, right?
Yeah. But while it is, we're really a county thing, like I said.
Right, I understand that, but what I'm getting at is, us funding, everything when, hey, partnerships, right, between us and the cities and so on to help folks out. And lastly, no, you know what, I'll go ahead and keep it from there. Again, I appreciate it, thanks.
Supervisor Garcia.
Just a response to the city of Stockton. I mean, this serves the county, and maybe Tracy would be willing to donate to the Gospel Rescue Mission or Escalon or one of the others. It's a countywide program, and I understand it's in our district, but it provides services to our whole community.
You know, and that just, you know, makes my point even more, is that, I mean, we have one entity, the county. I mean, we have 8 cities here in San Joaquin County. So why are we, you know, it seems like we're constantly funding, you know, services that aren't just ours, but incorporate everybody's. I mean, we have a limited amount of funds, just like anybody else. And, you know, if you looked at when we talked about our funding, our budget this year, what the state, they're in a deficit, federal, I mean, they're not even paying their employees right now, right? They came and passed the budget over there in the Fed. So it affects us, you know, down the line. So yeah, I am worried when it comes to funding and stuff. But that's one of the reasons I asked to our CEO about, is it touching our reserve, is it touching our general fund, where this money is coming from? But my point is that, hey, we're supposed to all be a team here. And if that's the case, then we all need to chip in, and if it affects the whole entire county.
Agreed.
I just, real quick, I mean, the Gospel Center is a diamond in the rough. Nancy and I walked down there to go see it, and thank you for inviting us down there. But the work that you do and the thoughtfulness that's gone into this building, when you first started it, I thought, what are you gonna do? This little sliver of a lot, you know, that didn't look, you know, very big. I'm thinking, what are you gonna do? And it's 3 stories that are gonna change people's lives. One of the things, I mean, I wanna thank the county administrator's office for thinking about that money, because it's really putting that interest money to work. How we will save money is, because if you're doing respite care, that's gonna take people that are possibly in emergency rooms at our county hospital and St. Joseph's and Dameron, and keep them out, because so frequently we have folks that are homeless that get released from emergency rooms and don't have anywhere to go for respite care. So, I mean, you said there's 27 beds there, or
Additional
beds.
So the new building's gonna add another 27 to it.
Because during COVID, you guys remodeled that one house. I don't know how many beds are in that one, but those are the things that I'm saying will multiply to save the county money, because not only are they even behavioral health wise, I mean, so you take those 27 people and it's gonna save us money in the county from not having to provide those services. Not only that, to the local hospitals and the emergency rooms, and the work that you do, the painting crew and looking for housing outside of your guys' programs. And it's important that we have it for every bed, because everybody always complains about, you know, these homeless folks. The thing is they go back on the streets with open wounds and have nowhere to go to get care. So this provides hope and dignity, and the building was very well thought out. I can't wait for everybody.
What's the old saying, Chairman, when you've made the sale, stop?
Stop, I know.
Yeah, so let's
wanna
vote, because I might change my mind.
Oh, no, it's
All right. Motion to
We'll call
approve.
for the vote.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve 1.5 million to get the $2 million match, which you also didn't say that there's a $2 million match that you guys missed, which is very important. So the 1.5 million will get you another 2 million. I know, I just wanted to justify the expense that we're doing and how we're doing it. He has to go to the bathroom, so we're gonna vote for it. Madam Clerk, can we have a call for the vote? There goes the dysfunction. You just got it for 1.5 million.
Keep talking.
He's gone, and we're moving on to the next discussion item, so God bless. All right, at this time, we are going to move on to number 2, conduct a public interview and consider the appointment of Najee Zarif as the Director of Public Works effective March 23rd, 2026. Jennifer Goodman, our HR Director, is going to help lead this process for the first time as we do an interview in public. You have the floor.
Thank you, Chair Canepa, members of the board, County Council Regallo, and, County Council Kierman and County Administrator Regallo. I am Jennifer Goodman, your Director of Human Resources. Can I get the presentation, please? Thank you. In July of this year, the board directed that all board-appointed department heads would be considered after conducting public interviews. Also in July of this year, Fritz Buckman, our Director of Public Works, notified the board of his pending retirement, effective the end of March of 2026. So today, the board will conduct a public interview of Najee Zarif, Deputy Director of Public Works Engineering. Upon conclusion of the interview, the board may consider a motion to appoint Mr. Zarif effective March 23rd of 2026. So at this time, I will ask Mr. Zarif to come to the podium.
Lower this, is it good?
Good morning, Mr. Zarif.
Good morning.
And if you're ready, we'll go ahead and begin with our set questions for your response. And I will just note, the questions will be on the screen above you, and I've also provided a handwritten copy for you as well to
Okay.
follow along. Okay. So our first question, we're going to ask Mr. Zarif to provide the board with a brief overview of your education, licensure, and professional work experiences that have prepared you for the role of Director of Public Works. We ask that you include examples of your direct experience delivering timely public works projects which improve the quality of life of our community.
Yes. Thank you, and good morning, Chair Canepa and members of the board. So with respect to my experience, education, licensure, I have a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from the Sacramento State University. I also am in progress to get a master's in public administration with organizational leadership. 2 classes left. I'm hoping that I'll have that done here at the end of the year. I'm licensed as a professional engineer, civil engineer with the state of California, and I have 25 years of experience here with this county and the Department of Public Works. It's been an amazing journey, and I've loved every minute of it. I started off in solid waste department, as a young engineer just out of college, traipsing around the landfills, getting stuck with star cysto and smelling like leachate, coming home and telling my wife me that I needed to take a shower. But then within 6 years of me being with the department, I was asked to lead a team of 10 special projects, and that division was responsible for delivering capital improvement projects for this region, for this county. And those are focused on improving mobility for our residents and relieving congestion. And so those improvement projects included work in Woodbridge for the downtown area, work little bit south of Woodbridge, improvements to the Harney Curve just south of Lodi. And then we advanced, we advanced a number of projects down in Lower Sacramento Road between City of Stockton and City of Lodi, advanced projects to deliver the McHenry Avenue corridor improvements, as well as the replacement of the ferries out of Woodward Island and that bridge. So a lot of really good work that we did in that division. Then after that, I moved over to our field engineering division, where I was overseeing our construction administration. We had about a $20 million per year program that we delivered there. A lot of really great projects that, again, are just in trying to improve the quality of life for the constituents of San Joaquin County. And then I'd say I'd probably maybe just focus on a couple other things. After that, I moved over and was serving as our interim business administrator for the department for about 2 years. And I was overseeing other aspects of the department: fiscal, GIS, information systems, personnel, payroll. Really gave me a really good feel for what the operation of the department needed to be like, strengthened my sort of belief and thoughts on internal customer service and how we need to support each other. And then moved out and went to work as a Trailblazer program, went and worked in the City of Stockton's office for the mayor's office, went and worked at Caltrans for 6 months, doing things way outside of engineering. It was all work associated with small businesses, trying to support them to get contracting opportunities with the local government. And so then I've come back, and now I've served as the deputy director of engineering for the last 6 years. That experience has been similar to just trying to find ways to improve the quality of life for our constituents. We've been
doing a lot of great work. I have a really great team. When I started, we were putting out about $19 million a year. This last year, we have put out $30 million worth of projects in this county without any increase in staffing. Just focus on pushing out projects and then trying to improve the community. I can leave it there. Maybe I'll leave some for later. Another question. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, question 2. As the San Joaquin County Public Works Director, how do you plan to model, build, and sustain collaborative relationships within the department, other county agencies, and with stakeholders?
Yeah, I would say collaborative relationships are absolutely necessary for us to be able to achieve our goals. I reflect on this saying that proverb that I'm aware of that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I really believe that we have to work and build collaborative relationships so that we can achieve the goals that we really need to, that we want to achieve. And so I've done a lot of good work in that area. I think, at least personally, I feel like I've done a lot of good work in that area. When I started here as the deputy director, I really started working with some of our other cities. I work with City of Stockton. We've brought about $10 million just in working together to collaborate on grant applications, and we brought $10 million of funding for Boggs Tract in the Country Club area. We've worked with the city of Mountain House now. I guess they're a city now. They don't have access to revenues from the state because they're a new city, but we worked as a fiscal sponsor so that we could put like $2 million of improvements in their community, just supporting them in their efforts to improve the quality of life of their constituents. We've worked with Caltrans. Caltrans is obviously, there's a lot of improvements of infrastructure that they manage. And I think the relationships that we've built with them have led to them being willing to put money at the intersection of Jacktone Road and State Route 4. They've agreed to fund projects at Brennan and State Route 120, at State Route 88 in Waverly, all after constituents came to us and asked of us how we could support them in trying to address their needs. And so we reached out and fostered those relationships to advance projects. The work that I did with the outside of the county it really opened my eyes to sort of all of the really good things that are happening in this county and outside of public works. And so I've built some relationships with a number of folks in the community that are really doing good work, and I'm always trying to find opportunities for us to be able to support them and them to support us as we advanced it. So I say I just continue to do with the things that I have been doing, and that is reaching out to other agencies, reaching out to like-minded individuals, and trying to find where we align so that we can advance and make the county better.
Thank you. Question 3. How would you ensure consistent communication with the Board of Supervisors, the county administrator, state and federal partners, and the community?
So I think this board knows that I'm open all the time. I'm always available. I look to try to set up, regular check-ins with the board, with CAO, try to just make sure we're aligned and we understand when there's an issue out there, there's anything that's pressing, that we have a way to communicate and make sure that we're addressing it. So to ensure that consistent communication, I'll obviously make myself available to the board at any time, but also be willing to set up periodic meetings just so we can check in and make sure that any issues that are arising in your jurisdiction, in your areas of the county, are been addressed. Also to provide you with sort of insights and an overview of things that may be coming down the pipeline that are of interest to you. Similarly with the county administrator, I think we've set up some periodic meetings just to check in on issues of transportation at the Council of Governments, and that's again just to make sure that she understands what we need, and I can provide a service to her to make sure she's aware of the challenges that we're facing. I am on a number of state committees, so I serve on several statewide committees with our council, the County Engineers Association of California, as well as the Strategic Highway Safety Plan. I'm the San Joaquin Valley Road Commissioners. So I really am focused on trying to make sure we have these partnerships with the state. I go to the One Voice trip each year to try to make sure we also are connected with the federal legislators and they understand what our needs are. I continue to foster those relationships, and I'll continue to do that in this role. Obviously, I have a broader scope of issues beyond just transportation, but the relationships that I have with those individuals, I think, are really good, and they'll continue. And so I see that as a really good thing that I think I can bring to this position. With respect to the community, I guess I'll just say, I'm in the community. Anytime I can be out in the community, I can meet with the community. I'm there. I love the community is they're our eyes and our ears. We have a large amount of infrastructure, and so any opportunity that I can get feedback from them in terms of what they're seeing, what they're experiencing, I think that's valuable information for us. And so, whether it's at a MAC meeting or any other community meeting, or a property owner wants me to come meet them out at their property, I'm more than willing to do that.
All organizations can face challenges. If appointed, how would you show leadership to the staff of the Public Works Department during challenging times?
So, I think my leadership style is one that is, I think, my peers tell me that I'm like, steady Eddie. I don't get flustered. Anything that comes up, regardless of how stressful it is, I'm not, they wonder, like, how do I stay calm? And so I think in terms of dealing with challenging times, dealing with issues that are pressing emergency, that's the approach that I have. It's really pragmatic. It's really focused on just trying to figure out how we move forward. There's always a plan. There's always a way to move forward. There's always a response that we can have. I do lean on and empower my team. There's a lot of great people in the department. There's a lot of great resources that we have. I'm always willing to tap into those individuals to get perspectives that we can bring together to find how to move forward and how to navigate. So I will lead with optimism. I'll lead with a sense of empowerment. I'll lead with a sense of trying to just keep things moving in a positive way and not really focusing on whatever the issue is, but how do we advance it and how do we proceed. And again, I value perspectives, right? I value the diverse perspectives that we have from a large amount of people, and so I bring all those individuals in so that we can find a path forward.
All right. How will you ensure the department's day-to-day operations, projects, and initiatives are in support of the board's strategic priorities?
Yeah, thank you. This is a good one. So as I was preparing, I was actually really looking at the board's priorities, revisiting them, reflecting on them, and trying to see where we align. And I think, sometimes individuals will say, hey, this is what we do at Public Works. This is and then we get these priorities and we just try to see if we can fit what we do into the priorities. And I think the approach that I like to take is to see what the priorities are and to see where we have something that can fit, that we can do to support those. And so when I look at the priorities, I went through them. We touch on, and we have some role that we can play in almost all of them. And so how do I ensure that it's really, again, just setting up the goals and objectives, having that North Star of the priorities is where, when I talk about results, and I heard Supervisor Dean speak about, outcomes, right? And making sure that everything that we do, it's not just it's not just outputs, but it's outcomes, right? And what we're doing is either supporting every discretionary decision, I would say, should be in support or leading to a desired outcome. And so when we have these priorities, the lens that I think we have is to say, okay, what are we doing? Does it support the priorities? Is it leading to the goals and outcomes that we want? My team and my colleagues, they call me the wanderer in the department, and really it's because part of that is because the question that I'm always asking is, hey, is this action that we're taking, is it in support of is it going to lead to the outcome that we desire? And so I think we do that same thing when we look at the strategic priorities of the board. Are the things that we're doing and their support, are they in support of the board's strategic priorities? And if they are, then we really grind on those and make sure that we're moving them forward.
All right, that's the end of our set questions, but I would ask or provide you 2 minutes to provide the Board of Supervisors with a closing statement.
I will be brief, but I would just want to say, first off, thank you, Board of Supervisors, for allowing me the opportunity to speak with you today. I'd be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank all of you for the support that you provide to our department and the support that you've given me in my role as Deputy Director. And I'd also like to thank the CAO for also providing our department and me with the support. You all have a patient, sort of reasonable, and collaborative approach to community issues, and that when you come to us, that makes our lives a lot easier. As much as I've accomplished in this department over the last 24 years in terms of the investments in it, those investments that San Joaquin County have made into me have, I feel like, prepared me for this leadership opportunity. I am sincerely grateful to all of the individuals that have believed in me, that have poured in me, to help me to even get to this point where I'm having this conversation. I believe that I bring the right disposition, the knowledge, the interpersonal skills necessary to immediately address the challenges and opportunities facing public works. Most importantly, I think I share your vision for a department that's focused on customer service, that's focused on measurable outcomes, transparent service delivery, and strategic relationships. Is that my 2 minutes? Sorry. 30 seconds, all right. And strategic relationships to address our most pressing needs. My commitment to the residents of this county is strong. It's absolute. I'm genuinely enthusiastic about the possibility of serving as your next Director of Public Works, and I'm confident that I can deliver the leadership that's necessary for this critical role.
Wow, you guys are a tough crowd, giving them the timer. That was brutal.
I met it.
So, Chair Canapa, at this time, it'd be appropriate for you to ask the board if they have any final questions or any comments for Mr. Zarif. And I would just recommend that the actions that are listed at this point are considered as part of the board's consideration of the appointment of Mr. Zarif.
Perfect. So the 3 recommendations. We have a couple questions. Supervisor Gardia, and then Supervisor Ding next. Vice Chair Dollywell's third.
I just want to congratulate Fritz on a retirement first. I see him in the back. He's emotional as you speak because he knows what type of team member you are. And I think what's the true message of a good leader is a person who doesn't say, I did this, I did that. It's a team. It's a team of people and the empowerment of putting a team together to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. To me, that's the biggest thing is when I see a leader and I'm trying to recognize what type of leader they're going to be, it's the team aspect of it. And I appreciate what you've done for our county and our community for a lot of years and great presentation and great interview.
Thank you.
Supervisor Ding.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sorry, and thank you for letting me take a break. Sorry, I wasn't here for your grand entrance. You can blame it on Dave at Gospel Center Rescue Mission. The graduates, they're making just phenomenal ground coffee, and so I had too much. To ease the concerns of General Counsel and Raquel, I did pay for it, so it wasn't a quid pro quo. I deal with Fritz and yourself and the rest of the team every week. In fact, it was 2-3 weeks ago we had, and I can't recall the number, we asked how many miles of roads were paved in the 4th District over the last year, and I won't tell the rest of the board the answer because they'd be jealous, but you spent a lot of time in the 4th. You've never told me no, you've told me how. I haven't liked the option sometimes because I don't look good in stripes, so, we won't go that direction. You've met with the residents, you're at all of our MAC meetings when requested. And I think Fritz has done an incredible job of bringing you to the step to take over. Fritz, we're going to miss you dearly, especially at the DCC. I'll still find a way to find you because I'm going to have a lot more questions on water for you. But you're an excellent example of professionalism. You're a gentleman, and you're an asset to the county.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Jennifer, are we going to have Mr. Zarif serve as an intern in the meantime, between December and March? How is that going to work?
So Mr. Buckman has indicated that he will be, his last time in the office will be sometime at the end of this year. And so the county administrator and I will work with Mr. Zarif and Mr. Buckman to determine interim leadership and the appropriate role that likely Mr. Zarif would play in that.
Thank you. And Fritz, we are going to miss you. Wish you all the best.
Supervisor Rickman?
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, first of all, congratulations, Fritz, on your retirement. And, retirement is nice. And, the cool thing about it now, though, once you're out, you're done, you're home, the family, you see a pothole, you can call and give Najee a bad time. And, if I was still working, I would have had this fixed. Najee, first of all, go Hornets, Sac State alumni. But, one of the reasons, we pushed for to have this interview or these interviews in public to let, our residents know the caliber of folks that we hire, our employees, and especially in our director positions, right? And you never fail to amaze me. I mean, you're exceptional. And, when I first started on this board, I jumped in right into the fire with the floods and all that rain. And so I got to know you very quickly. And, when one of the questions was, how do you deal with, the community? And during that time, having these public meetings, and even when you're talking about the Hanson or Grant Line Road bypass that we're dealing with, and you go into these meetings, and some, and people have questions, and some people, can get angry or voice, to get loud, and man, you're just so smooth. I mean, you keep the same demeanor, and even if they're mad at me, I always hear, "Oh, that Najee, he's a great guy." And so, it's everybody you deal with, they just love you, and and that's not just because of your charming personality, but because of your knowledge and expertise. And, when we deal with COG, or when we go to Washington, D.C., and when we go to Washington, D.C. for, San Joaquin Council of Governments, or for our trips as this board, and we're, talking different projects, and say, transportation projects, be it freeway, roadway, bridges, whatever. And it's always comforting to know that you're in that room. Because, hey, if they ask a question I don't know, I know you're going to know it, and you have just done an exceptional job, and your plethora of knowledge is, hey, I think I know about transportation. Hey, I worked the road for 28 years, but my God, how much you know is absolutely amazing, and I'm excited. Depending on how the board vote for you to get in this position. I'm excited that the public who is watching here today gets to see you and the caliber of person that we have in that position. And I'm excited to hopefully here, probably in the next 3 years, to get a sign for Najee Circle, or they're off on Grant Line and Casson. So again, I'll say it now, congratulations.
We can dedicate it in memory of Fritz.
Oh, Fritz, we could get a Fritz circle. I like that too. But again, great job, man.
Thank you.
Your consummate professionalism is just absolutely amazing. So we've been doing a lot of work, and also District 2 around Lincoln Village. And when it called, it's like, okay, these people are mad that you stopped this this pavement project. And he was honest enough and said, hey, the road base, there's problems with it. And I'd rather hear that than just pave over some bad base and then have a bad road. And that was just this week. And so the amount that you take care of things, obviously Fritz's legacy is you. And so I always, you know what I mean? I always like to open it up. I'm proud that we're not opening this up because the transition is gonna be flawless. And I think that as a county is the most important part of it, is the legacy that he's leaving and the team of leadership now that you take on, I think is what we as county supervisors should provide our county, is flawless, execution and putting people that are capable in the positions. And I'm very, very well abreast in you being capable. You're always there for us. You're out in the community. Your professionalism, like you said in DC, you're county strong, and I mean I think that is what we need here. So I'll echo and I'll stop at that, and hopefully we'll have a motion here for the next three things, so that we can get you a new job in March 23, 2026. Motion in a second. So Madam Clerk, can we see if we're going to have a new Public Works Director in March? And unanimously passed 5-0. So thank you for your.
Thank you. Thank you, Board. I think I'm off, but thank you, Board. I really appreciate that, your support, and look forward to working with you.
Sir, your time is up.
Thank you for running the interview HR. Appreciate it. Okay, number 4, introduce and waive reading of an ordinance amending Title VI, General Welfare, Division 3, Public Order, Chapter 2, Amplification of Sound, Sections 6-3101, Non-Commercial Use of Sound Trucks and Stationary Sound Equipment, and Section 6-3102, Commercial Advertising by Sound Truck or Stationary Sound Equipment, licensed and regulated. Said ordinance is to be adopted November 18th, 2025, and you have the floor.
Good morning to the chair, to the board, or to the board, to the chair. Nick Terrill, Lieutenant with San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office and the Administrative Lieutenant of the Special Services Division. I apologize for my voice. I'm getting over being sick and I lost it. The purpose of this was directed by the board, a prior board, I believe Chuck Wynn reached out and requested that we do this. There's a gap of services for the citizens of San Joaquin County when it comes to noise complaints. Citizens want something done when they're dealing with their peace being disturbed, but they're afraid of actually filing the citizens or private person's arrest form. That's under Penal Code, Section 415. So the gap that we can fill here is through amending an ordinance. The original ordinance of 63101, titled Non-Commercial Use of Sound Trucks and Stationary Sound Equipment, thank you, has basically been gutted and rewritten. We consulted with CDD, Code Enforcement, and County Counsel's Office to make this happen. Essentially, the original ordinance was outdated and unclear as to how to actually enforce it, and it was very specific to one type of thing, a sound truck, which I doubt many people here know what a sound truck is. Took us a lot of time to figure out what it was, and it doesn't make sense anymore. So we have rewritten the ordinance to be non-commercial use of any sound amplification equipment and music producing equipment. As it's stated in the title, non-commercial use means it does not affect any ordinances related to businesses that go through permitting or licensing for music production as a part of their business. This is meant to be for residential type noise disruptions. In this ordinance, we kept it very simple. We did that in conjunction with the DA's office, is what they think that they can prosecute. We've identified in a residential area, 150-foot distance, in a rural area, 500 feet. We did keep some language in here regarding the being close to hospitals, schools. Where are we here? I'm sorry.
Yeah, hospitals, schools, churches, and courts while they are in session. So with that, a deputy will go out. This has to be complaint-driven. A deputy will go out, speak with someone, and if they do not wish to file a citizen's arrest form, but they still want something done, we can go measure the distance. We use an app on the phone for geolocation, and if the noise can be picked up on our body camera, we issue a citation. And it's just that simple. If the case gets forwarded to the DA's office, we no longer need the complaining party to go before the courts to make this happen. A lot of citizens are afraid of that portion of having to go before a court in a private person's arrest. This alleviates that. I do encourage people to still use private person's arrest in Penal Code 415. I believe it's a stronger case, but for those that are reluctant, we do have a way around it. And that's the presentation on the ordinance.
So can you go to Lathrop and help the lady out there with the?
In Del Webb in Manteca. Unfortunately,
Will this work for something like that?
No,
or
this
is
is only
different?
for unincorporated. It's for the San Joaquin County jurisdiction, not for anything that's in. If Del Webb is City of Manteca, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
believe so.
I believe Del Webb is City of Manteca. If it's not, I'll look into it. And if it is county, then this would apply.
So then my second question, so this is just, so noise ordinance is like after 10 o'clock at night? I mean, or is this?
No, so we kind of followed the model of Penal Code 415 where anybody's peace can be disturbed at any point of the day. For example, our deputies that work graveyard, they can file a noise complaint at 2 p.m. because they're sleeping. So we followed the disturbing the peace model. Okay. So we did not put timeframes on this. So we have, a house who's playing loud music that can be heard a quarter mile away. That's well over the required distance. So if someone is complaining about it and they're reluctant to file the 415, as long as we can hear it from 150 feet away or 500, depending on which area you're in, the ordinance would apply.
Okay, and then the other code still, motor vehicles is another code then separately, because a lot of people are putting speakers in their grills and on the outsides of their car, and it's just.
If it's moving, that's a traffic issue.
Okay.
Maybe Supervisor Rickman can answer which section that is. But if it's stationary parked at a location, then this would apply.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions? And so what are we looking for, a recommendation? Oh, public comment, okay. Is there anybody from the public wishing to speak? Keep forgetting that today. Seeing none, do you have?
So moved. I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, we have a first, and do we have a second, please? First and a second, call for the vote. To amend the stationary noise ordinance. And motion passes. Oh, we need one more. Sorry. 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty, moving right along. So at this time, we'll, Board of Supervisors, comments, questions? Supervisor Gardia?
I just want to acknowledge the Marine birthday, 250 years, and also we went out to an event this weekend over in Lincoln Center in District 2. It was a great event to support and recognize our first responders and our military. It was a good event, and it was nice to be out in the community.
Perfect. Supervisor Rickman?
Chair, if I could go last, because I want to close
Sure.
the meeting with your permission.
Sure. Supervisor Dean?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we're approaching Thanksgiving and the holidays, and some of you may be partaking in adult beverages and buying wine. And given what is going on in the North County, I really want to advise you on a few things. Just because it says California wine on the front of the bottle, just because it says Lodi on the front of the bottle means nothing, because that is their marketing. It has to have a very, very small percentage in order to do that. Look at the back of the bottle. There's a wine out there called Block. They sell it in Costco. It says California wine. And then you turn the bottle over and it talks about juice from New Zealand or what have you. Celebrate, be grateful. Please don't consume more than you're supposed to.
But if you're going to buy wine from San Joaquin County, please. They really need it right now. And it is better, by the way. Most of the wineries in Napa, they don't want you to know this, but they use the grapes from Lodi.
Thank you. Buy local. Check your labels, read the labels. Vice Chair Dhaliwal.
I'm good.
Okay, there's just a couple things that, I just want to thank Chris Woods at Human Services Agency. A lot of questions about the SNAP benefits and what we're doing. And it's important, so if you can do like you do for Thanksgiving, if you could sponsor families, volunteer at food banks, give food if you have any extra money or donations around the house, I think it's important. I don't know. He also said yesterday that half of it will be funded. So I don't know if they're going to give all the people half of their benefits or what the specifics are of that. We at San Joaquin County are as a board, we need to make sure that our people don't go hungry. And it's important, and I know all 5 of us and everybody in all the offices, it's of utmost importance to them, because I think that it's important that we don't judge folks that need help. And I think that as a county is what we've always stood for and what we will continue to stand for. So whatever we can do as a board to help locally, federally, or at the state level, we will do that. We also went to Uplift All, had an open house. I helped get them $1.7 million from the health plan of San Joaquin, and we had the ribbon cutting it was 60 rooms. It was in disrepair, on the verge of being closed, so Uplift All Foundation had the ribbon cutting and giving people dignity. We went to it, and if you saw the place before, it was not pretty, and we just had the ribbon cutting for 60 rooms, and that's an amazing event. Sheriff's Office permission, thank you. Gina was able to go there, so we try to attend those things. So if there's anything in the community that you want us to attend, please holler. The START app, we expanded that. There's a drop down for dumping, sex trafficking, and drug abuse. So there's a new on the START app, if you guys can go on and be the eyes and for San Joaquin County, and it's going up in partnership with the Sheriff's Office so that we could start prosecuting more of these folks. AB 109 set a lot of people, repeat offenders, free. And now we're turning the pendulum, especially in San Joaquin County, where we're trying to hold people accountable. The START app does that. It gives everybody some new eyes. The Lodi Grape Growers event was on. Friends of the Children had an open house, and they do amazing work providing mentorship to kids from 0 to 18. And they had their open house right around the corner. The state of the county, thank you everybody that was there in the county of offices, and thank you to my board for attending and celebrating San Joaquin County and 175 years of growing greatness. We were also out at the Honor Farm Detention Center ribbon cutting, which is huge. It's a state-of-the-art facility, and a lot of people say, well, why didn't you build a Boys and Girls Club? I think there also needs to be accountability for bad behavior in our community, and this is the step in the right direction. Not only is it going to keep our employees safe, the people that work there, but it's going to give the people a better quality of life to hopefully turn their lives around. And we were all at the ribbon cutting for that. And I want to thank the past boards and everybody, the Sheriff's Department and all their staff that did the ribbon cutting. And I think it's going to provide dignity and hold people accountable for the future. The Stacy Mortensen retired from the Regional Rail. She'd been there for a very long time and did a lot of great work, and we've seen that, and we see, getting people's quality of life better, whether, how we do it, and in the community. I want to thank my fellow supervisors that sit on those commissions and the things that we do to make the quality of life better for San Joaquin County folks. We did, obviously, the Gold Muscle Task Force. We're going to be starting that going, and we've got a lot of traction. I want to thank our federal and state lobbyists and the county administrator's office for helping do that. We attended Cameron Bergman had the state of the city of Lodi good event, and the things that they're doing that we don't always know and celebrate. The small procurement, we were talking about Najee and Concepcion, and they had a procurement event out at the Ag Center. And it's just nice to see all of our county departments helping small businesses get access. And I want to thank you guys for being out there. And that's just another sample of where Najee's at in the community. He's out there giving firsthand experience. And thank you, Concepcion, for being there on purchasing and getting people there. The Shrine app, the rollout, obviously, that's what we're calling it. And then the veterans and first responders. So Bobby Page is he gives haircuts. If you go into his barber salon, he's got veterans all over. And so they have a flyover, and they celebrate everybody that puts their lives on the line before their own. And I want to thank all the first responders and folks and the military folks that were there that day celebrating what they do and how they make our community better. So with that, I think Supervisor Rickman is going to close, and then if we have any reportable action from closed session, we will come out, but you may do as you.
All right, I just want to thank you, Chairman. And I just want to close this meeting in memory of Evelina Isabel Costa. And she passed away on October 19th at the age of 12 years old in a horse riding accident. And so, I just want to say our thoughts and prayers are with Robin, Bobby, Nathan, and the Costa family. She'll be missed. Great kid. Love her.
All right, so we'll close in honor of Ms. Costa, and we were going to recess to closed session and come back with any reportable actions, after which, if we have any, then we're going to adjourn the meeting, or we have something probably reportable.
I'm anticipating some reportable action.
Okay, so thank you for your attendance, and we'll be back. Is good?
Okay, reporting on a closed session with regard to the first matter for closed session, which are Carmona versus San Joaquin County. Supervisor Gardia made the motion, seconded by Supervisor Rickman, and by a vote of 5-0, the board approved settlement of that. The terms and condition of that settlement will be available upon request once all parties have signed off on the settlement agreement. With regard to the second matter, which is, I don't want to butcher the name. It's listed on the agenda. Second matter on closed session, and that matter was also approved for settlement. Supervisor Ding made the motion. Supervisor Gardia seconded it, and that was approved by a vote of 5-0. Once again, terms and condition of the settlement will be available upon request once all parties have signed off on it. That's all the reportable action.
So that one was the Hidalgo one, the second one? Was that the name and do we need to?
Yeah, it's the second matter listed. It's Maria Soto de,
Okay.
yes.
I just
Thank
wanted
you.
for the record, just in case.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Seeing that, we will adjourn to November the 18th. And,
Chairman, before we adjourn, happy birthday.
oh, thank you. Thank you. I made it 59 years old. You haven't driven me to the grave yet, so thank you very much for that celebration. Appreciate y'all. So at this time, we will adjourn. Get out and vote. The polls are open till 8 o'clock. Do your civic duty and be part of the solution instead of the problem. So thank you very much. We'll adjourn until November 18th. Thank you, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.